Assalamu alaikum and hi Sumi Reading Squad. Today is the story time for you all. Just relax and listen to the story. The story is taken from Treasured Classics by Michael Hayes. The Ugly Duckling. What do you see here in this picture? Duck and duckling. So many ducklings. It was summertime. The sunshine fell warmly on an old house. From the house to the water's edge was a place wild and unfrequented. The fields and meadows were skirted by thick woods, and a lake lay in its midst. There a duck had chosen to make her nest. At last her eggs began to hatch. One little head after another peered forth through its eggshell. "How large the world is!" said the little ducklings, gazing at the green leaves surrounding the nest. "Ah, my little ducklings, this is not the whole of the world," answered the mother duck. "It extends far beyond what you can see." Then the mother duck stood up. "Oh," she said, "I have not got all of you yet. The largest egg is still here." When the largest egg hatched at last, out tumbled a duckling, not at all like the others. "My," thought the mother duck, "how large and ugly it is! Here is the duckling which is large and ugly." The next day there was delightful weather, and the sun was shining joyfully when the mother duck led her family down to the lake. Splash! She went into the water. "Quack, quack!" she called, and one duckling after another jumped in. The water closed over their heads, but they all bobbed up and down, up again, and swam quietly easily. All were there, even the ugly grey one swam about with the rest. Here is the ugly duckling. It also swam with the rest, and all the other ducklings are looking at him. "Quack, quack!" said the mother duck. "Now come with me, and I will take you into the world and introduce you to our neighbors. But keep close to me. You are still small and must beware of dangers such as cats." The ducklings followed their mother, walking with their feet turned out and their legs far apart as they had been taught. Soon they met another brood. "How ugly that one is!" cried one of the old ducks, and immediately flew at the ugly duckling and bit him on the neck. "Leave him alone!" scolded the mother duck. "He is doing no one any harm." "Oh, but he is so large and ungainly," replied the other duck. "Certainly he is not handsome," said the mother duck, "but he is a very good child. He swims as well as the others, indeed better." Here are the other ducks. "In time he will grow to be like the rest." She stroked the ugly duckling's neck and smoothed his ruffled feathers. Matters grew worse for the ugly duckling. Even his brothers and sisters behaved unkindly, chasing him and shouting, "May the cat eat you, you hideous thing!" The ugly duckling ran and hid in the hedges. Finally, the ugly duckling decided to run away. He came to a wide moor where some wild ducks lived. He lay there the whole night, feeling sad and alone. In the morning the wild ducks approached. "You are really very ugly," said the wild ducks. So the duckling went away. Autumn arrived. The leaves turned yellow and brown, and the wind caught them and danced them all about. Winter turned the air cold. The clouds were heavy with sleet and snow. The poor duckling had to swim round and round in the water to keep it from freezing. But every night as the ice thickened, the opening in which he swam became smaller and smaller. At last the weary duckling's legs gave out, and he became caught stiff and cold in the ice. Early the next morning a peasant spotted the poor duckling. She broke the ice, carried him home, and placed him in a barn. Here is the poor duckling freezing in cold, and this peasant saved his life. It would be a tale too sad to tell if the duckling had not had the safety of the barn to protect him from the ice and snowstorms of the winter. But slowly he revived, and one day as he was lying, his head curled under his wing, he heard larks sing. The sun shone warmly again, beautiful spring had returned. The ugly duckling shook his wings, they were much stronger than before. He walked through the garden, where apple trees were in full bloom, and their fragrance followed him down to the water, where the ice was now gone. Everything was so lovely, so full of the freshness of spring. Suddenly out of the thicket came three beautiful swans. The ugly duckling saw the glorious creatures and was seized with fear and sorrow. He bowed his head low, ashamed of his ugliness. But as he did, what did he see in the water? What did he see in the water? The ugly duckling grew up into a beautiful swans. How many swans are there? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swans. He saw his own reflection, no longer that of a large, ugly, grey duckling. It was that of a swan. He shook his feathers, stretched his slender neck, and in the joy of his heart said, "How little did I dream of so much happiness when I was the ugly duckling." The largest swans swam around him and stroked him with their beaks, and he was very happy. He remembered how he had been teased and cruelly treated, and now he was the most beautiful of all beautiful birds. It matters not to have been born in a duck nest if one has been hatched from a swan's egg. Here is a beautiful swan. A poor duckling grew up into a beautiful swan. The end. But don't forget to like, share and subscribe to join Sumi Reading Squad and be ready for the next reading class. Read more and be good. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum.